Eddie Harkinson Jr. seems like he scams people from his real-life community. Eddie Harkinson Jr. seems like he scams people from his real-life community. This is all before he started scamming people in our community.
Let's just hold on for a second. Who have I scammed in this community, or in any community? This isn't a scam. This lady down here, Donna Welsh, was complaining because the gas logs that she got weren't the right ones. And then, that's not my fault. I don't sell gas logs. I installed them for a company that would have me go out there first to do an inspection to make sure the chimney's fine, measure it, firebox, make sure that the gas logs, are going to fit and all, and make sure the chimney's cleaned and the water's getting in so that the gas logs will be protected. This lady didn't have a cap on their chimney, and her crown was busted up, and her damper was rusted. So similar to the one down here on the lower right, all right, she had an old furnace being piped through an 8x13 tile extension. That would be the top one in this picture, the one that's running parallel to the vehicle in the street. And then the one that's closer to the middle is the one coming out of the fireplace. And as you see, there's not much room left on that tile there to be able to attach a cap to it. All right, so with hers, there was not any tile sticking up out of the bottom or out of the top. So more like the upper left corner. See how there's no tile sticking up out of that one up there? Okay, that's what she was working with. And then more like the bottom left corner as far as her actual chimney crown. The crown was deteriorated like that. So like this right here, you can't screw a cap into that because you can't guarantee the work. So I put a tile extension on it like this one, like this orange piece, and I poured a crown just like this one right here. All right, I poured new concrete, put a tile extension on it, more like this one right here. All right, 8x13 tile with a brand new crown. I did that for her. That way I could attach a top ceiling damper, or I think I did a cap and damper combo. I'll show you what that looks like. These are chimney cap and damper combinations. Well, that one on the left is. The next one is just a top ceiling damper. And then the next one is a pop-up damper cap combo. But birds can get in that one. The one right here on the far right is a cap and damper combo. That's what I installed on her chimney. So the damper, when you pull it down in the firebox, it seals at the top. And then when you want to use your chimney, you open it in the firebox, it pops up. And you still have the cap to keep birds out and the lid to keep the rain out. That's all very important, and I'll tell you why. So for Donna, her chimney didn't have any of that. It was just wide open at the top like I showed you. Rain had come in there and rusted out the old gas logs that she had. It also rusted out the damper. And tree leaves and debris and things like that were in it, so it needed to be clean. Cleanings for us at the time ran $135. The cap and damper combo was $250. The crown and tile extension I did for $200. They can be up to $350, depending on how high it is and everything else. This is a 2-story house, and I had done a $69 inspection. All right, so when she decided to do all the work, I took the $69 off. All right, that would go in lieu of the installation. And then you have what's left. $250, $200 is $450, plus $135 is $585. You knock the 69 off of that. Say 70 is about $515. I round it down to $475 to get all the work done. The installation essentially is free there. Okay, I'm knocking off the original inspection price, so the installation becomes free there. Okay. So when the gas logs I installed weren't the right ones with the instructions I had, I showed her first a picture of the instructions and how those logs looked and how they looked nothing like the logs we had here. We couldn't get in touch with anybody by the time I had the logs in to answer any questions that day because the place had closed. So I was like, okay, you call them on Monday. We'll find out what they want to do. Everything else was done, though. I cleaned the chimney. I put the cap and damper combo on. I put the tile extension on. I poured the crown at the top, the concrete, everything else. I did all the other work. So when she was told it would be $175 for them to come back out and reinstall the gas logs, she wanted that knocked off the price. And I was like, well, really, the price that I've charged you was for all the work I did to make the chimney ready to have the gas logs. So the gas logs could be protected. They could be guaranteed, with a warranty. They have to have all these things in place in order to warranty those gas logs. And in order for me to pass the chimney by code, all the work I did was done really to make it where she could have gas logs. The gas logs I installed happened to be the wrong set. That's on the company that gave them to me, man. When I go to pick up these gas logs, I back up. I give him the order out the window. He goes and picks up the gas logs, loads them into my van, and I go. So this became a big issue. This is actually the last job I did for that company because I didn't like the way they treated her either, but that's on them with her. And she couldn't beat them down because they're a bigger company, and I'm just a one-man show, so she tried to beat me out of the money. After already talking me down to with the work that I did do. I mean, we're talking about I could have charged her around $600 easily, and it would have been, my competition would have charged her $750 for sure. So I didn't feel like I owed her anything and was willing to go to court to fight that. She says in here that I said I would make good on it. That's not what I said. I said, you call them and see what was wrong. I'll come back out and install the other ones. But by the time... when they told her it was going to be $175 more, I was like, I'm out. I'm not getting involved. Y'all can handle that. So I'm also not going to give her any money back because all the work that she was charged for was done. The gas logs were incidental to this whole thing. To this day, I'll fight this. This is the only complaint that there is publicly about my company over the 10 years that I've been operating. My mother here did make a comment. That's my mother, by the way. That's not some lying Francos that we all know lie, which is weird that David says that everybody knows my family lies. That he lies all the time just like his family. Like, that's weird, dude. You don't know my family. And by the way, I haven't lied. You can't prove I've lied about anything. I can prove you've lied and have done so. Doesn't matter because your little fucking... Everybody loves the kickball over there. They don't give a shit when I prove that you lied. How about, for instance, that time when you said that email you sent to me where it said, I want to be with you, Eddie, you said that I faked that, right? So then I made a video of me replying to that fucking email, and I said, fuck you, in that video. Fuck you, bitch, is what I said. You came on the next morning on Stella's and told everybody.
Guess what? I got an email in the middle of the night from Eddie, and guess what he said? Fuck you, bitch.
And I'm like, oh, that's glorious, because I recorded myself doing that to prove that it was a legit email. So there, I proved it was a real email, and it did nothing. So proving that you lied does nothing. I've done it many times. I've proven you're a liar many times over. It does nothing. They still worship you over there, and good for them. Meanwhile, you've not proven I've lied ever, because I haven't. I'll put my my work history up against yours any day. By the way, there is no work history for you. You have none. There is none. You never have worked. That is my mother. And by the way, that little tiny person over there beside my mother is my underage niece, David. So you've put my mother, who's deceased, and my underage niece on YouTube. Let me look at these comments real quick. Chicano Steve will not have me come and do his chimney. And that's good because Chicano Steve lives in East LA, which is a little outside of our radius, right? Our radius was 75 miles. It's more like 10 miles now, but you're about 4,000, 3,500 miles away, something like that, Chicano Steve. So it's good that you won't call me to clean your chimney because I'm probably not going to make it, or it'd be way too expensive. And then you got Rodders here. Rodney Boyd. Wow, that is a bad review. A.D. You can tell the good review was just a cover-up. Dang. Was it just a cover-up? Because the review my mom made was in December of 2014. And the review that Donna made, the complaint, was July of 2015. So how did my mother post something in 2014 to cover up a review in 2015? Rodney, do you know how time works? I don't know, man. Gone ahead with, that's what I mean. Like, People like Rodney and his broken brain worship people like David and his broken brain because they like to talk shit about people, call people liars, call people names, say bad things about their family, do whatever. Post pictures of underage children and people's deceased parents. Oh, also my daughter. He posted a picture of my daughter. He's taken pictures off of Amber's Facebook and posted it. I've not done that to you yet, David, but guess what? I heard there's a BOLO.